What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to bring you our long-term review of the Google Nest, or not Google Nest, the Google Mesh Wi-Fi router. They have a Nest version out now. That's an updated version of this. But this is something we've had for about a year, and I'll kind of get into why we went with this over some of the other ones. I'm not going to go over all the other ones out there. There's multiple brands. But I'll get into why we chose this one over some of the other ones as it goes. So previously we had just a $50 regular Wi-Fi router, which we had for about 15 years, and it worked great, but it did not do well in our house. Currently, we live on a one-story where everything is pretty spread out, and I have my computer in the basement now, so I needed a little bit better coverage. So we went with this. I believe we paid $3.99 or no, $3.49 or $2.99 for it. Currently, you can get it for $1.49 because the Nest version is the updated one, which is $3.49. So this is still relevant. This is still something you could get now and save a little bit of money if you want it. So the setup is super simple. It's connected by USB-C. They all have. We went with 3 of them. You can get, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you actually want. We went with 3 just because, based on how our house is set up, we probably could have went with 1 or 2, but we did 3 just so we had that extra peace of mind for our coverage. So they all connect through USB-C. They all have Ethernet ports on them, so which is nice. We have one in our baby's play area, which is on the complete opposite end of the other side of the house, and I can just plug my laptop straight in and have Ethernet connection, which is nice. So you have basically 3 points throughout the house where you can connect something through Ethernet, and it would actually work pretty well. So the setup is super simple. All of the Google stuff, Google Nest, all that stuff is super simple to set up. Just follow the steps, scan a little code down here, and you're basically in. So there's actually not much on these. You do have a little kind of a pairing little button there, and you have an LED ring around the side. Basically, blue means it's working, and then it flashes kind of like a yellowish orange color when it is offline. So the setup's real simple. The speeds are really good compared to our old Wi-Fi router. So it's we get consistent speeds throughout our whole house. I use my laptop on the porch sometimes or on the back patio, and it works really, really well. So I do like how fast it is and how reliable it is. We've never had an issue with these before over the past year. Obviously, if our internet's out, they're not going to work, but overall we haven't had any hiccups with these, and we basically stream everything. We don't have cable, we just do YouTube TV, and everything we do is streaming, and we haven't had any problems. So we have pretty fast internet speeds, so keep that in mind. If you have slower internet, it may not work very well for streaming, but that's something that you'll have to upgrade or do down the line. So the overall performance of it has been great. The main one, that's actually, they have one that's considered a main one. It does get kind of warm. That's the only negative. It is in an open area in the living room, and it does get a little bit warm from time to time. But the 2 side ones actually don't. So the 2 points that we have spread throughout the house, they stay cool. But the main one, for some reason, does get a little warm. So that's a little concerning, I guess. But we've had it a year. We haven't had any problems with it. It gets pretty hot in Ohio, so during the summertime, it can get a little warm. That's really it with the functionality of it. It works great. That's why we bought it. We are really invested in the Nest system. We have Nest cameras, which we've really liked. So navigating this, previously we used to use the Nest app to actually control it, but now we are actually using the Google Home setup, and it's really nice. So it will basically learn as you go, and as the system progresses, basically over a week, it will learn kind of your habits and how to do the best to serve you, so you don't have to worry about anything. So you can look at all your devices, see which ones are connected, which ones aren't connected. You can see what kind of speeds they're pulling, what kind they're not pulling. It'll tell you if you're offline. So if you're randomly at work or something and you get a notice, you may have lost your power or your internet. So it is pretty good at telling you that. You can run tests on it to see if it's functioning okay. So we have I've done that from time to time, and we thought there was maybe something wrong with our internet, or we figured out it's the Roku streaming stick thing that we had that was having the issue and not the actual Wi-Fi stuff. So that's really it. I'm not going to go over the specs of it. I've never had to use the Google's support for this, so I don't know if they have good support. I've heard that Google support's a little hit or miss, but that's something you'll have to kind of look into yourself. I'm not familiar with actually using that because it's function flawless. And I would actually recommend getting the Google one for $149 because you can get it right now. I think you can get 3 of them. So you can get 3 of them. You get a 3-pack Wi-Fi system for $149, which I think is an excellent bargain. If you ask me. So it basically has 4,500 square feet. You get about 1,500 square feet for each point. I think the newer ones are a little bit more. I think they're 2,000, but you do get that little extra reach with the newer one over this one. But I think this is a solid deal. I would personally recommend this for just about anyone, gaming, streaming, general usage. I would just make sure you have a decent internet speed. That would be the only negative. We're lucky that we have Spectrum, but we actually have pretty good internet speed, so we have a good coverage there. Looks, I actually like the way they look. Most people don't even notice them at all. They just look like this little round hockey puck. Some people have thought these were like the Google Assistant, the little pucks that you have where you can talk to it. So we've had people do that, where they've tried to talk to it to get Google Assistant to play music or something. It's not that. It's definitely easy to hide. It kind of looks like an Apple product. That's the only downside of it being all white. I would prefer maybe a darker color, maybe a gray or something would be nice. But overall, we've been really happy with it. I would highly recommend it for anybody. I do not know about the new Nest one. I think the Nest one looks a little bit better. It's a little bit more rounded. But this one I would recommend for that $149 because I mean, for that amount of money, even if you bought one, I think one's $99. So I would just go ahead and get 3, just so you have that peace of mind. Even if you're in a small place, you upgrade, you'll have that flexibility down the line. So that's it. I like the Google Home, and I've also grown to like the Nest app. We don't really use the Nest app anymore because you could do everything from Google Home. But we just like how easy it is, how functional it is. It does have a few bugs, which most apps do, but the Google Home is really solid. We've had really good luck there, and I like just being able to, we can check our Nest Cam, we can check our Wi-Fi, we can check everything we want from right there. We can play with our Philips Hue lights, everything you can do from one spot, which is something, one reason why we got this. So that's it. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. Sorry this is not a technical review, but these things are solid. We've used them all the time and haven't had any issue. So that's it. Have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever it is out there, and I'll see you guys next time.